All right, welcome to the decorations video for the vines for the Grimm's Crochet Along. I am going to be using Karen's Simply Soft. I kind of dug in my Simply Soft stash and pulled up these three colors. This is going to be my vine, and these are going to be my flowers. This is a number 4 medium worsted. So if you are in the UK, I would go with a 10 or a 10 ply or an Aran. Let's see. I'm also going to be just going ahead using an F. You could also use like a G or really whatever hook makes you happy. I guess maybe I'll switch over to a G. This is a 4.0 millimeter hook, and it works a little bit better with the worsted weight. It's a little bit higher hook size. Otherwise, your stuff can get pretty tight and small with the F. All right, so this particular pattern has no real rhyme or reason to it. This is very much how you want to do it. But the instructions based on what Teresa provided for us for the crochet along is she started with 15 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this is where she started making her leaves. And the leaves are going to be done all on the same chain as the vines. This is going to be a regular size leaf. So we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, single crochet into the next 2, and slip stitch into the next chain. Now this is what we're calling a regular size leaf. And then you just chain to your little heart's content until you feel like it is time to do another leaf. Okay, I feel like I need another leaf. All right, so we're gonna do a large leaf now. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once again, we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. This one we're going to slip into one more, and then we're going to single in the next. We're going to do a half double crochet into the next, and we will single into the next and slip stitch into the last chain. And this is a large leaf. See how there's 2 size leaves? Okay, so now you just keep doing that. I'm gonna put a regular leaf here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into the first, or I shouldn't say first, second from the hook, single into 2, slip stitch into the last, and chain. So as you can see, this is nice and simple. And you might want to have, if you're putting this on your blanket, you might want to have your door there so that you can measure it going around. I'm going to put in a large leaf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember this one we slip stitch twice, so from the second and the next. This one is a single, a half, and a single, and a slip. Alrighty, keep going. Okay, we're going to start now with the buds. This is my vine for now. And whenever you achieve whatever length you want with your vine, you're going to pin it and stitch it to your blanket before moving on to your buds, because you're going to put your buds in where you want your buds and your flowers. We're going to work on the bud right now. So we're going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you'll slip stitch to the first chain to make a circle, and you will single crochet into the remaining unworked chains. So that's about 5. And then you just slip stitch with your first single crochet. Now, if you want your bud to be bigger than this, Teresa suggested that you could just single crochet into the back loops of the single crochets that you made the row before. However, I'm happy with my bud being the smaller size because I feel like, you know, that exemplifies a bud, right? And then you will simply cut, leave a long enough chain so that you can stitch it to the vine as you're going along. That's a bud. And now let's do some flowers, or a flower at least, so that we can get into that. And I'm going to do that with this Screaming Grape Purple here. Okay, so we're not starting with a slip stitch, we're starting with a magic ring. And if you've never done a magic ring before, you just wrap it around your fingers and cross over, go under, and grab this one and bring it up so that you're creating kind of a twist around that yarn. And don't yank too hard. I always grab onto the double section here right away so that I don't lose it. And then chain 3. That kind of secures it. And now we're going to do 2 double crochet, and we're going to chain 3 again and slip stitch around our magic ring. We created 1 petal. Now let's do that again. We're going to do that a total of 5 times. Chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 3, slip stitch around your magic ring. And if this circle is just a little too wide and wonky for you, you can pull it down to a more manageable circle and continue going. Chain 3, and then you just keep sliding things over as it fills up around the circle. 2 double crochet, chain 3, and a slip stitch. Chain 3, two, chain 3, and slip stitch. What an ingenious little flower this is. So simple, and when you're done, you're done. I love it. And chain 3. This is going to be our last petal. Slip stitch around it. And here is where, okay, we're going to cut that a little longer so that we don't get our stuff mixed up. This is your petal yarn, or like I would cut it even longer than that so that you can stitch it onto your vine. This is your magic ring. So this is what your magic ring does. You just tug on it and it cinches everybody up. Like magic. Look at that. What a cute little flower. Great design, Teresa. Excellent. So now there is a tutorial in the decoration download that has a link to putting French knots in. I would do them in front of you, except that I'm not very good at them. French knots and I don't really get along, but French knots would be a great addition. You could even, you know, put some of these little buds as centers if you didn't want to do French knots. You could do really anything you wanted to. but make a bunch of these flowers in super cute colors. You could use these for accessories on barrettes. You could use these for clips in your hair. Oh, this is such a great idea. It's such a great design. So, and it's so simple. So, there's your flower. And like I said, do these in a bunch of different colors and decorate your door. Happy decorating.